Welcome. So near and yet far. That seems to be a good way to describe the relationship between local councils administration and the people. For certain reasons, Nigerians don't appear to know much about what is going on at this level of governance, unlike with the federal and state levels, whereas this is grassroots governance and the closest to the people. For this reason, therefore, Nigerians have not been holding our council chairmen accountable, as attention in the first instance is not drawn towards that area as expected. But from here, I make bold to say that a lot is going on at this third tier of government. And this is one of the reasons why we are coming up with this regular program. At every broadcast, we shall be celebrating the achievements of each local council chairman. Believe me, these chairmen have a lot to celebrate. Because this production is a people's project, you are free to challenge your chairman to showcase their achievements on the program Algon on the Move. And please note that their appearances shall be turn by turn. Each edition, we want to try and go around the 6 geopolitical zones, plus Abuja. Let me pass on this information, which is exclusively for our dear executive chairman. This is your program and an avenue to showcase your achievements. At times, it's not too good to be a silent achiever, because if you don't blow your trumpet, nobody will blow it for you. It's always good to aim high, and your well-publicized achievements of today will go a long way at making your people, prospective voters, get endeared to you in your quest for greater heights. Contact us through this email address, algon@clearviewtv.com.ng, or telephone numbers 0818 96 00000. Welcome back. Charity, they say, begins from home. So we are taking off from Lagos State, to be precise, Bariga Local Council. The chairman is the national president of Algon, Barrister Kolade David Alabi. I've always fallen in love with his transformation agenda, which is very evident in many subsectors. First, let's get onto part of the road network in Bariga.
Transform out. Come see, Honorable Mr. Bariga. Kill it back, shallow, kill it back, you know, Bariga no be like before. Go Bariga, go Bariga, Bariga, Osha Prapra, I don't care, Osha Blem Blem, community, Osha Prapra, Osha Blem Blem.
When we are talking about health center, I think this one at the Nigeria is the #1. So we are very happy. So whatever thing are going on for health sake, we quickly rush here and to secure people's life.
Before our school started, the floor is dirty. Our toilet did a new toilet for us. We painted our school. Our school is very fine and new. Now we changed our school to models. Thank you.
Very big thank you to Honorable David Kola Alabi. He has been good to the children.
Looking from the inception of Honorable Kola Alabi administration from 2021, he has touched most part of the development of the local council, started for infrastructure, which has to do with roads. Within the 4 years, we were able to do about close to 30 to 32 roads. And most of the road that Honorable Kola Alabi administration were able to do, it has to do majorly the impact and which has to contribute to development of that particular community. If you're looking at Ewinla, Adetoke Community Road, and that place linked to the major third mainland bridge. So, and the water log of Bariga is so high. In doing that road, we're able to do interlocking. And again, if you're looking at the roads infrastructure rather, Akoka is part of Bariga, which we're able to do at the Inka Oshijo, Jola Famosa, and Thomas Drive. And even the Thomas Drive has been a particular neglected area in that particular side. Let's go to education parts. In the educational sector in Bariga, Honorable Kolade Alabi is so passionate about Bariga. He is Bariga born and bred, and is Bariga trained, and his school in Bariga as a whole. And so he was able to develop the educational sector by giving out blocks of classrooms to Baptist High School at Obanikoro.
Before this administration, the offices that we had were not conducive enough for effective work to be done. And we had most of outdated furniture around and malfunctioning electrical appliances. But about a year after the inception of this administration, that is first tenure of this administration, the chairman saw to it that all our offices were upgraded.
This is Algon on the move for some news now.
The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Algon, has commended the members of the National Assembly for the decision and courage to vote in favor of local government autonomy in the ongoing constitution review. Algon thus appealed to state houses of assembly and others involved in the amendment process to give maximum support and unhindered consideration to the section that gives autonomy to the local government administration. Algon's national president, David Kolade Alabi, in a statement described the decision of NAS on the local government autonomy as a new dawn for democracy and local government administration. He said, "It is not about us now, but about bequeathing a formidable future to the next generation unborn. Let us save the system and allow it to succeed." Algon will remain consistent in identifying with the people in achieving this lofty goal, since we have no other constituency but the councils. While referring to the development as remarkable, Alabi said it must be supported to make visible progress. The national president of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Algon, has, on behalf of the National Executive Council, NEC, the Board of Trustees, management and staff of Algon, congratulated its National Publicity Secretary, Honorable Solomon Ona, on his re-election as the chairman of Udenu Local Government Area. The Algon national president, who also welcomed all the newly elected chairmen in the state, said that Algon is steadily keeping tabs with the prevailing commitment of many state governors in conducting elections at the local government areas and councils as at when due, which he added is bearing fruits. Alabi, who spoke through his media office in Abuja, stated that the trends in the conduct of elections across the states, which is in line with the position of Algon in its renewed advocacy, have received reasonable attention. He noted that the association will continue to drive down the message on the need for elections in the remaining states. He said that by continuous engagement, it is hoped that the outcry of millions of Nigerians that right leadership must take its fulcrum from the bottom up and not top-down approach through the democratically elected system will fully become a reality. The National Executive Council of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Algon, led by its national president, Honorable Kolade David Alabi, has congratulated its representatives over the successes recorded at the high-level strategic caucus meeting of United Cities for Local Governments UCLG Africa. The meeting was held on the sidelines of the framework preparatory to the 9th edition of the Afri-City Summit, which is the largest congregation of the local government's elected officials in Africa, with well over 5,000 expected participants. The summit and UCLGA General Assembly will take place in May this year in Kisumu, Kenya. The caucus meeting had in attendance about 16 countries from the West African region. Members discussed and strategized on a common position ahead of the Afri-Cities 9th Summit, which takes place every 3 years. The Algon National President, Kolade David Alabi, was elected as the Executive Committee member of the UCLG Africa, while the Kaduna State Algon Chairman, Honorable Buba Abubakar, representing Algon, was elected as the Vice President of the Young Elected Local Officers, which is the youth wing of the UCLG Africa. Honorable Mrs. Idowu Shebanjo, the Chairman of Papa Local Government Council, was also elected as the Nigerian Chairperson of Network of Africa Women of Elected Local Government Officers, and the Director General of Algon, Mrs. Binta Ademu Bello, was also elected as an executive member of Network of National Associations of Secretary Generals in West Africa. Also speaking on the outcome of the meeting, the NEG commended the leadership of its national president, Honorable Kolade David Alabi, whose vision is to integrate and position Algon and indeed the Nigeria local governments to their rightful position in the Committee of Nations. The UCLG Africa is the umbrella body of all local government associations and cities across Africa. It is the mouthpiece of Africa's local governments at the African Union and other worldwide fora.
That meeting was held specifically to discuss and take common positions on what West Africa will present to the Afri-Cities, that's UCLGA, coming up in Kenya. There, those that will represent West Africa at the African Summit were elected. And those elected will stand to protect the interest of West Africa at the larger forum in Kenya. And on the sideline, a lot of developmental or intervention agencies came up and interacted with the sub-region local government administrators there. And the meeting too gave us details on benefits such as interventions that will come from NGOs and other United Nations and African unions, European unions, and other several unions. Special thanks to the present president of Algon, Honorable Kolade Alabi, which in fact during his administration were able to clear all outstanding dues to UCLGA. Before then, a lot of African countries benefited in terms of projects, in terms of grants, more especially in West African region, like Gambia benefited, Niger benefited, and several others. Ivory Coast too, Cote d'Ivoire benefited a lot because they have been participating and they have been up to date in their dues payment. So now This time around that we are up to date in the payment, or in our obligations to UCLG Africa, we also hope and we have that conviction in us that we are going to attract such investments to Nigeria.
That is Algon News.
The Nasarawa state government has said it will soon release funds for rural infrastructural development across the 13 local government councils in the state. On his part, Aminu Muazu Maifata, Chairman, Association of Local Governments in Nigeria, Algon, Chairman in the state, commended the state government for its support to the association at all times and pledged to reciprocate the good gesture by supporting the policies and programs of the state government led by the state governor, Abdullahi Sule. And now, I am pleased to present to you the indefatigable chairman of Lafia local government, who is also chairman Algon in Nasarawa State, Aminu Maifata Muazu. There is no gainsaying the fact that a cordial relationship exists between him and his governor, Abdullahi Sule. But wait a minute, do we have this type of chairman-governorship relationship nationwide? Before we go further with Maifata's territory and achievements, let one of the top shots of Algon answer that question. He is the Secretary Board of Trustees, BOT, former chairman Ilorin, south of Kwara State, and also former Commissioner for Lands and Housing. He is Alhaji Dr. Adebayo Ishola. How will Dr. Ishola describe governor-chairman relationship?
Relationship between local governments and their governors are different for different states. There are governors that are progressive in nature, that nurture their local government administration and they don't tamper with their funds. We have heard reports about some other governors too who touch the money of local government. The experience I had while I was in council was such that apart from deductions that are statutory in nature, my governors never touched my money while I was in power. Some states are supportive, some are not supportive. So I would not want to dwell too much into how, but from my experience, apart from the fact that certain deductions took away a lot of our money, it was not that our governor was sitting on our money. None of the governors that I served under two. None of them tampered directly with the money of council.
Now back to Nasarawa. Algon chairman Aminu Maifata Muazu. What will he refer to as part of his achievement so far? And let's take a pry into what we should expect in this second term.
Complete building of a modern police station in Asakio, which had been the yearning and clamoring for the people of that area, that ward, for several years back. And I was able to do that with the kind cooperation and encouragement from our dear governor. And if you go to Sangaya Street, you see the kind of road the local government constructed, modern road. Go to health institutions like Sabo Baba and go to each health institution in each ward. You will see what the local government did. We made sure that we renovated such and then also attracted interventions to the building of new health institutions in several wards. Like if you go to Ashige ward, you will see what is there. If you go to the one on Doma Road here in Lafia, in fact, if you go to Adogi, you will see all these interventions in the health sector. Education being the bedrock of development for any society was one area we intervened first during my first tenure. And when you go to areas in each ward, I provided solar light. When you go to now, you go to Yankaji Street in Lafia, go to Rimi Uku, bust out to Algon Sarkinpada, and then to Lungu Wambai, out to Doma Road, also to Angwangayam, and to the junction of the palace. You see these lights there, and this is what I replicated in all the 13 wards in the local government. This place you are seeing now, when I came here, there was no light, no water, no this, no that. I made sure that I restored power supply, I restored water supply, and then restored the confidence in the staff to work as staff by making sure that whatever became due to them as remuneration, it doesn't got delayed. I did that. I empowered a lot of youth, empowered women, and empowered the vulnerable and the weaklings in the society. I trained them on how to catch fish. I trained some in plumbing works, electrical works, agriculture, and women in tailoring and sewing. And then, not even stopping at that, I gave them starter packs, which we came here, we celebrated, and we did. And I also made sure that Lafia being an agrarian local government, I purchased farming inputs for them. The 2 tractors are there. I purchased the brand new one, and they rehabilitated the 2 that I made dead on ground. I rehabilitated them, put them to use.
There are a lot of projects ranging from, financial supports to people who are strongly in need of finances. Honorable Aminu Muazu Maifata purchased a parcel of land at BAD Road and constructed a primary school, one block of 4 classrooms of a primary school, to Lafia West Primary School here in Lafia. He constructed, renovated a fallen fence at B Division Police Station in Lafia here. Honorable Aminu Muazu, my father, went as far as constructing a 1-kilometer road at Sangaya Street here in Lafia. More to what he has done, Honorable Aminu Muazu, my father, I remember very well. He purchased official vehicles when he came in as the executive chairman of Lafia local government during his first administration. He purchased 4 official vehicles for the deputy speaker and secretary of the council at that time. A whole lot of them to mention, but just a few I've given you now.
He has executed so many projects that are developmentally oriented in line with the policy and programs of APC-led administration, so as to exceed all expectations of the APC in Nasarawa State. He has achieved in the area of the peace and security. He has constructed roads, constructed schools, distributed tables and chairs to the primary schools. He has purchased a brand new tractor. He has alleviated poverty by empowering youth through the skills acquisition programs in all nooks and crannies of the 13 wards of Lafia local government area.
Algon on the Move is a program, and it is a forum where we showcase the achievements of local council chairmen. They have a lot. Believe me, they have a lot. Now we are back to Alhaji Dr. Adebayo Ishola, Secretary, BOT, Board of Trustees, who has brilliantly described the relationship between governors and local council chairmen. Doctor, how has this Algon journey before and now?
Algon's journey has been a hero's journey. It's been a mixture of successes and challenges. When Algon started in 1999, it enjoyed the support of the then federal government, and so it was very powerful. And because of that, they were able to collaborate in promoting development projects that would have been so huge for any local government at the tire level to be able to capture. And you recall and remember that there was this popular Prado G project that they sponsored for all the DPOs in the 774 local government. But for the collaborative effort of the group, it would have been difficult to achieve such. Now, I know that all through the tenure of the OBJ, Algon enjoyed a lot of support. It was like the president was seeing Algon as his own baby. But challenges came along the line, especially, and I'm sorry to say this, when the Governors Forum was formed. It became challenging for many of the programs that were proposed to be supported at that level. But we thank God, in the last 2 years, the governors have been very supportive, and they have seen us more as their babies than competitors. So there's a lot of collaboration between the Governors Forum and Algon now, and we are enjoying the marriage so much that I want to use this forum to thank the governors very well for their new disposition to Algon as a body and to the local government system in general. Now, beyond the Prado G project, there are a lot of other projects that Algon have prosecuted in the past to completion. Lately, because of paucity of funds at every level of government, it is difficult to mobilize the kind of funds that will be required to do huge projects. So, in the last 2 years, the new administration of Algon, the new ESCO of Algon has toned down the contract awarding status that he made, so much now that we have left the issue of awarding contracts on behalf of local governments away from Algon Secretariat. What we do now is to promote partnership with development partners so that they can bring programs that will impact well on the lives of the people at the rural communities. We have talked to several of them, and we have signed MOUs with some of them too. Very soon we'll begin to promote projects that will be sponsored by these people.
On that note, we come to the end of this episode of Algon on the Move, which has featured Algon President Kolade David Alabi with his 2 caps of the presidency and Bariga chairmanship. We also had the Deputy National President Aminu Mefata Muazu, the Nasarawa Algon chairman, who is also the Lafia local government chairman. He showcased a robust governor-chairman relationship. We are greatly using this forum to show profound appreciation to Nasarawa Governor Abdullahi Sule. Our own dear Alhaji Dr. Adebayo Ishola has been there too. He is the Secretary Board of Trustees and also former chairman, Ilorin South Local Government of Kwara State. And as earlier stated, this is the authentic avenue to watch the giant strides of the local government chairmen that have been democratically elected. In subsequent editions, you will be amazed with what you will see. Odion Bello is my name. Bye for now.